Hi, I'm Alexis and this is Paula.
Hi, friends, and welcome to Two Broads and a Show. And we got a good show for you today, don't we, Alexis?
We certainly do, Paula. We've been talking about what it would be like to live in the 17th century?
Well, no, that would be the 18th century, the 1700s.
The 1700s.
And wow, because we've watched Outlander, we've watched Versailles, and we have been amazed, like the things that women had to go through to wear, the corsets, and those things that they would tie around their waist to give them a bigger
They look
looking
like
bum.
when you go in the pool, those things that go around, they're like these huge life
vest.
preservers.
Yeah, life preserver. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they would wear those around their waist to make their butt pop out.
Their hips are huge.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
like
I can say.
You could be like you could
be
be 9
bloated.
months pregnant and no one even know.
Exactly, you look huge.
Yeah.
But and not to mention, you're a woman and you're treated like a third-class citizen. You're not even treated like an equal, for sure.
You have no say, and men tell you what to do. Men tell you who you're going to marry.
Right.
And usually, of course, they would hook up, the younger women with the older men.
Much older.
Yeah, and you couldn't love who you wanted to love.
No.
And you had like one choice: be a mother.
Right. Not even if
That's
you
it.
wanted to be. Yeah.
That's it. Be a mother, or else if you like dabbled into anything that was like herbs or health, you'd be like considered a witch.
Right.
So-
Well, they have the white witch and they have the other witch.
But how come they didn't have men? It's like, why weren't they like?
Well,
burned
the
at
men
stake for
had
being-
other things to
for
do.
being warlocks, because women at that time were just like using herbs and medicines, and they were just like being really really cool.
Yeah,
and
but
the
nobody
guys would
cared
put them
about
on
that.
friggin' fire.
Well, I want to talk about, because we were watching Versailles. Okay, so there's this king, and the king, first of all, let's talk about the wigs. Let's talk about that part, because they have these wigs and they have really great hair, but it looks like they're Charlie's Angels, and they have this hair. I'm sorry, I have
With
to
the
go
lovely
there.
ringlets.
The ringlets
and the feathers.
But they're really good wigs. I mean, I have to go there for just a second, only because, and you see them, and they're like, okay, and they tell them, yes, sire. All the women are always like, yes, sire, yes, sire, yes, the king. Right?
Yes,
when they
the
announce
king,
the
yeah,
king.
and then all the women curtsy and
All
bow.
the women curtsy. And, not to mention...
Wait, you know what their big aspiration is? Is to marry a man of nobility.
Nobility.
That's
and
it.
You can sleep with, by the way, the king can sleep with, he has a queen, and then he has a mistress, and then he can sleep with all the other noble women all over
Even
the
the
palace.
chambermaids.
Exactly.
But a woman, if she did that, whoa. Right?
Off with the head.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, how weird to be a woman back then. I mean, you didn't really have any options. And when you gave birth, it's like the men didn't care. It's like, the day she
They
goes,
take the baby
well, let her
away.
at it. Yeah, and then they take the baby away from you, too.
Can you imagine?
Because they want it to be raised with someone else. It's like...
Yeah, I know. But then, okay, so the king has a baby or something, a kid or whatever. It's going to be the king later. And by the way, I didn't like well, it doesn't matter, the casting. That's a whole other story.
Yeah.
But anyways, and then he comes home. I don't know, he's 17 now. He comes back and now he teaches him to be the king, but he never raised him.
Yeah.
He never raised the guy.
He had left when he was a baby.
Yes, he left when he was a baby. They take him away, and then he goes, "Oh, by the way, your son's here, and he's 21." It's like, what is that? You don't have any responsibility.
But let's get back to the subject about being a woman back then.
Well, we are talking about being a woman. They take your baby. Okay, so let's talk
Can
about.
you imagine, like, when you have your monthly? What do you do when you're a woman back then? I mean, what do you do? And then
I don't
you
know.
have to give in to the man every time you want sex. The man.
And
wants
it's not a
sex.
good time.
No, and it's like for a woman, it seems like it's a chore.
Right, and if
For
you're
them.
16, you have to have sex with somebody that's 80. Or I've seen look, that one scene. Oh,
Right, and then they would check you before you got married to see if you were tainted.
But see, and they did it with some instruments. Okay, I don't want to go
Yeah.
there because that's like
I mean, wouldn't the instruments cause them to be tainted?
untainted.
Unvirginized?
Yeah, because then
that's
if you're
such a
going
word.
in, then
Yeah.
cherry pie.
Yeah. But I mean, to be a woman back then, I mean, wow. I mean, think about, like, if you had to go back then and just to prepare a meal for a woman, what you'd have to go through.
Right, and by the way, no makeup.
Yeah, I know.
Let me just.
I think they used berries for lipstick and for their cheeks.
Right, they
and
did. They
That's about
did.
it,
But you know what?
Or,
The men.
or dye from beetles or something.
Right, and you know what? The men are so celebrated, and the women, you know what I mean? And they can't really have fun. They can't have fun.
No,
It's not like ladies' night, right? They can't have fun like that.
No.
The guys can do whatever they want.
Oh, they can drink all night and go out to get fellas and go
Right.
get laid by a million different women, but not. And then of course the women who were the ones servicing the guys worked in a brothel. So that was that was another choice you could have as a woman. You could work in a brothel, be
Right.
a mother.
And be a whore.
And be a whore, yeah, or work in a brothel. Those were your two big choices. Ooh, let me back there. Let me go back in time.
Yeah. Which one do I want to be? A witch or a whore?
Yeah, which a whore or wife?
Or a wife? But even being a wife, you're not really anything.
And even the queen was nothing.
The queen.
She was ordered around by.
And she'd be in bed and be listening to her king,
Next door
banging.
getting it on.
She was, he was doing someone else.
Yeah.
Right. So what's the queen? What's the point of being a queen?
I mean, so what was it? Why, we've come a long way, baby. That's all I've got to say.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Yeah,
all the
we don't
women
have to wear those outfits
ahead of us who.
Oh, and by the
were
way,
there.
and I'm not really, endowed, but by the way, they wear these, they're so tight, nobody has boobs. So they smush you down, and then they go, right, in the waist.
And the corsets, they squint you so you have like a thin little waist. But
Right.
not really, because then you wear this big puffy thing.
Right, but
with
then,
your butt
yeah.
sticking out. It didn't
but
make any
who's
sense.
breathing? Nobody's breathing anymore.
Can you imagine that?
No. But anyway, so listen.
And then then they'd wear night clothes, a night shirt underneath their dress.
Oh, and and by the way, not sexy at all.
Those white
It's not like there's
nightgowns.
lingerie going on. There's no.
As a woman, I wouldn't want to be sexy. I'd want to get away from me.
Well, it depends if it's the guy from the Outlander, which was from out of the
Oh, yeah,
show,
that's a different
because
story.
he was hot. But anyways, if there's anybody from the 1800s that would like to comment,
We were talking about the 1700s, honey.
do you think I know? Do you think I remember what we were just talking about? But listen, if there's anyone out there that came back from time.
Or remembers a past life from living in the 1700s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want.
Also, they have those journeys you can do on. You can actually go back, and I think it's in England somewhere. We can actually spend a day or two living, at least in the Victorian age. It wasn't not quite as far, but can you imagine how cool that would kind of be?
Yeah, I'd like that. For a second.
Just for a day.
Just for a day. If you know that you're coming back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I mean,
'Cause otherwise,
you're not coming back to modern times.
Yeah, okay. But anyways, thank you for joining us.
On Two Broads in a Show, and we will see you next time.
Okay.